La-da-dee-da-dum. Oh boy, it's me, the Blinky Adventurer, and I am in quite the good mood today, honestly, because I am adventuring, and that's what I like to do, because adventuring is my first, middle, and last name.
Mr. Blinky Adventure, look up above you. There might be something that you might want to be warned of, because it might not be healthy for your kind.
What are you talking about, Mr. Guy I've never talked to in my life besides this moment? There's nothing bad above me at all, and I think I will be perfectly fine. I do kind of hear water running low. I wonder what that might be in. Hey y'all, Scruffin' McMuffin here, and welcome back to the not-so-frequent series of Blinky's Adventure Devlogs. Now, the last time we met was quite a while ago, which I assume is a surprise to no one by now, but that's not the point why we're here. For now, I want to give a recap of what I've been doing with Blinky throughout the past 10 months. Give a bit of the old and the new, you know? But let's keep the intro brief. Don't want to drag it out for too long. So, without further ado, let's get into the first topic of this epic devlog. Back in February, when the last devlog was posted, I showcased the new engine I was working on for the good old Blinky man. Although there wasn't a lot to show then, the opposite can definitely be said about it now. Firstly, do you guys remember in the prior devlog when I said that adding in the jetpack as a mid-air dash was way too complex for its own right? Or well, more so clunky? Well, I was only just thinking with half my head, because it was surprisingly easy to pull it off correctly. Although with this implementation, the jetpack isn't just a mid-air dash, it also has some built-in momentum to get around on the ground a bit easier. Adding momentum to the jetpack has always been something I wanted to do, with the first versions of the jetpack in concept even being more so akin to Sonic's spin dash than the Celeste-like mid-air dash. To go more into depth on how the momentum works, you basically can use the jetpack multiple times in a row to gain an extra horizontal speed for each use, giving you incentive to use the jetpack whenever you want that extra little speed boost. The jetpack in this fashion could also be used to ram into enemies, temporarily stunning them for a quick kill. Blinky has also gained some other miscellaneous moves, such as wall jumping, a ground pound, death via anything. Oh yeah, about that, Blinky is a one-hit kill now. Why?
Because I'm crazy!
Also, I just think it would be an interesting take for him. He's a light bulb after all. Speaking of death to individuals, how about some epic combat? Yep, a fully fledged combat system has finally been added into the second engine, being mostly functional in most regards. Here's what it looks like. It's alright. Although it is flashy, it doesn't really do well in terms of clashing with Blinky's momentum. To add salt to the wound, my level design at the time this was implemented wasn't really the greatest either, so it was really slow. But honestly, that's it for the second engine's updates besides enemy implementation. But you may ask, Scruff, why is there still a good chunk of the video left? What are you hiding from me? Well, in August, I put Blinky down for what I thought would be a small while in order to participate in a game jam. During said jam, I learned quite a bit about Game Maker Studio, both code-wise and organization-wise, growing both a love for scripts and not having my project's folders look like the room of a really messy person. But what I thought would last until September turned into October. And when I got back to Blinky, things were looking so hot, honestly. Not only did most of his code go against what I had learned in the past 2 months, Blinky's folder did look like the room of a really messy person. But if anything, the second engine was a bust at that point. So, I had to send it to the timeout house, much like the first engine.
Fire in the hole!
But hey, At least I was able to start anew again with my newly gained knowledge and a good bit of sense of what I wanted to do with the game. Speaking of which, how is the newest dungeon doing at this point? Well, let's find out. To start things off, the first thing I really did was give the engine a fresh coat of paint through a new color palette. I know it isn't really the most interesting thing to start off with, but it was in need of an update, and I want to bring it up now so none of y'all ask about it later. Secondly, mostly everything about Blinky's moveset has been improved through the first engine. I'm gonna go over the changes piece by piece. Oh yeah, this is Genghis. Say hi to Genghis, everyone. And Genghis, say hi to everyone.
Hi there.
The first major improvements come through the jetpack, where not only do the dashes come out faster with the same amount of mobility, the jetpack's momentum has been simplified to where you only need a single dash to start trailblazing. The other move that's triggered with the X button, the ground pound, has also gotten some love, gaining some impactfulness and some nice little shockwaves, which are quite good at taking care of whatever's around you. Second off, the combat has actually gotten some more work to actually make sense with the momentum of Labinkle. As you see, it's now projectile based instead of having a short range melee attack. But not only that, but Blinky also has some inner hitboxes to each of his attacks, so you can absolutely make sure that you hit your mark with the effort put in. Finally, no more wall jumping. Look, so you know how I said in the prior that making the jetpack dash was too clunky and all that jazz? But wall jump was actually too clunky to make function good in the new engine. Or well, just in general throughout both the second and the third engine. Ew. But honestly, that's pretty much it for now. I haven't really imported many enemies into the game yet, but that's alright in my eyes since I've gotten pretty much everything else done besides that. I'm also happy about this since I'm going through uncharted grounds, where I can map out what I want to do with stuff such as enemies and levels instead of sticking to the common grease monkeys. So maybe keep an eye out for some new folk in the future. Oh yeah, one final thing. Discord for the Blinky Adventure dude, we got that.
Check it out!
Besides that, take a look at this footage from the test rooms I've been working on for the game for some outro footage. But that'll be all, so stay fresh and I'll see you in the next devlog when it comes out after GTA 6.